Neo Soul, R&B and hip hop. You're now tuned into the Soul Food Friday show. Keep locked.
Yeah, hey, we are definitely back in the building. As I said to you before, it is Soul Food Fridays, every Fridays from 7 to 9. I told you crystal clear we'll be in the building.
I'm in the building, guys. You know what it is. Traffic, London. Look, no excuses, but I'm here. And that's a good thing.
And we have a special guest, don't we?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, we have Shakka in the building. Say what's up.
Yeah, hey.
Boy, you are cutting up the airways right now.
Hey.
You know?
Am I cutting up the airways?
You're cutting up the airways right now.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
That's a good thing, you know.
that's
I'm joking, I'm mocking you. I had, listen, it breaks the ice so early into the interview, so I thought I might take the first stab.
Of course, you know, you got to take the first stab early, you know, because normally I'm the one that gives out bear strokes. So, you know, obviously it's good to take a first one.
Yeah, of course. Let the banter begin.
How's your work been?
My work has been good. I can't complain. I'm in a very good place, musically, mentally, health-wise. I'm joking. But yeah, everything's good. Doing a bunch of shows, tried the EPs out, the single I did with Wretch, and the song that's I'm currently pushing from the EP is doing really well. So I'm in a good place, man.
Yeah, that's
in a very good place.
That's a good look. I mean, like I said, you are cutting up the airways. That Wretch track is on mad rotation.
Yeah.
Rotation.
It's doing really well. A lot of the DJs are showing love for it, so I can't complain at all.
How did that all come about then? Working with Wretch.
I put out a mixtape in 2011 called The Shakka Crown Affair, and around that time period, a bunch of people got a hold of it, and a lot of these people happened to be musicians who wanted to come up as well. So people like Daly and I think Maverick Saber had just blown, and he had a copy from the mixtape from someone else as well at a bond, and and then Wretch got a hold of it through the social circles, the musical circles, and was like, "Fam, Take Our Time is my jam." I'm like, safe. Like what do you say? Like it's someone you look up to musically, you know, and it's a very humbling experience for someone to tell you that. So fast forward a year, his team sends me the beat for Blackout from Knox, and I was like, right, I'm not just gonna write any dibby bar over it. Listen to The Jungle Book. I watched Tarzan. I watched a bunch of like Disney. I tell you, no, like this is exactly what happened. Like in order for me to get that kind of experience, like I had to make sure that I watched some good stuff to put my headspace somewhere else in it. And Blackout was born. Just being in the absence of electricity and being a bit natural and organic was the main aim of the idea for the song. So
is that how like you get your inspiration from like
watching Disney movies?
Yeah.
Not just that. Get my so yeah, it's nah, fam. No, I'm joking. I get my inspiration from anything. Like my songs are slices of life. So if something that's talk worthy happens, then I want to talk about it. And then there are going to be times where I don't really have something intellectual or just anything cool to say, but I just write anyway, and it feels good to listen to when you're driving from like one city to the next in the UK or wherever you are. So yeah, it's anything really, literally in its purest form.
And in terms of like writing, you know, like all artists across the board, you know, obviously at some point in their career, right? Some don't write as much now, but most of them obviously started off writing. So when did you start writing lyrics?
I can't remember the first day. I was around 14, 15. Like, I heard Dizzy's I Love You when I was 13. I was with, who was I with? I was with my bedroom Aaron round the corner from my house. He played me the tape, and I was like, fam, where did you get this? And he's like, I forgot what it was. I think it might have been Freeze FM. And he was like, right, okay, cool, I'm writing bars. And I'm like, later, I'm writing bars as well. So I get my notepad and write the wackest bar that could have ever been conceived from anyone's pen. And it was pretty much then that I started writing. I started writing songs when I was around 15, in school and in the studio when I met Incisive. Incisive's like a family friend.
Okay.
And so I knew that he was always in and out of the studio, and I started doing my own stuff with him essentially. So yeah, I mean, I did my own stuff at home, but we started collaborating a lot more so from like 15, 16. So yeah.
Definitely.
The long-winded version.
One thing I've noticed is obviously you stated there that you started writing bars.
Yes.
When you said bars, I thought rapping.
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
So you went from rapping to singing.
But this is the thing. I've always been a singer, so
Okay.
I've always just sang and I've always just done stuff like that. But for me, bars were just easy because I didn't have to think of a concept or a song.
Yeah, true.
Whenever I wrote songs, I always thought that right, I need to have a verse, a chorus, a verse, a bridge, a chorus, etc., in the standard format. And there were times where that was just long. I just wanted to play Tony Hawk, but instead that game got rinsed. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, hang tight all the PlayStation heads who used to bet that game on rotation. But I wrote songs later on when when it just felt right to do so. I did a lot of spitting, I did a lot of bars, as evident on the Shakka Crown Affair, and all the other projects that I've done. So
cool.
Yeah.
And in terms of singing, so did you start off in a choir or church, or was it just that you had a nice voice?
No, a lot of people ask me if I started in a church. I didn't start in a church. I started going to the studio with my pops. So my pops was and still is a reggae musician, and he was in a band called Brimstone, and they would do a bunch of dates all over the country, supporting a bunch of different acts like Aswad and Out in Ellis, and I think he performed in front of Bob like a couple of times as well.
Really?
Yeah, he tells me this, and I'm like, you're lying, you didn't perform in front of no Bob. But it's actually true. Like he's got like pictures and stuff, and and so he would when I was born rather, he was always in and out of the studio, and so he just took me with him. So when I was like 5 onto the ages of 17, I was always in and out of the studio with him.
Right.
And around that time, there were like massive mixing boards, and the speakers were like the size of walls, and they were recording on tapes as opposed to like the hard disks and the laptops that we got now. And so life was different in terms of the sound and the equipment that you used, but the vibe and the flashing lights from when you're about to record is still the same. The ethos and the energy and the electricity is still pretty much existent in what I was doing then, and that's pretty much why I was infectious. So yeah, that's when I started, really.
So what type of music did you grow up? Was it mainly reggae or?
Yeah, it was mainly reggae because, like I said, he was the reggae musician. But like I had the Fugees' score in my house. I had Biggie's Life After Death and Ready to Die, and I had Prince's Diamonds and Pearls and Michael's Off the Wall and Stevie's Innovisions and a bunch of different albums. It was just there. So it was like all these sounds were just there for me to just play. Like when I got home, I'd either watch TV or have a fight with my brother, or go to Play Center or go through the Argos catalogue or batter the CDs.
Cool.
And battering the CDs were what I like to do. That was life.
That was life.
That was life.
I like the fact that you said you battered your brother. You know, I didn't have
no. My brother was older than me.
Oh, he's older than you.
So
You
we
beat him up?
would. I didn't beat him up. Don't get like he's gonna listen now and he's gonna tweet Radio King and be like, fam, don't try and. But we'd just go back and forth like standard siblings do, and I'd break a lot of his toys when I was a toddler. But aside from that, I just bang out the CDs, and it turned my voice into what you're listening to right now.
You know what? It's funny that we have many R&B artists that have come on the show of recent, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've had quite a few, and a lot of poets that have come on the show. So, I wouldn't say unfortunately for you. I'd say unfortunately for the listeners out there, you are on the late night early session show.
Okay.
The tracks that will be played are filth. Okay.
Why do you say filth? Why is it because they're like softcore, like I wanna lay you down?
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's not filth though. That's
filth.
like it's not filth.
It's filth.
You're playing it, so it can't possibly be.
I haven't touched the
Are you
keyboard.
proud of filth?
I'm not proud of filth.
You're not proud of filth,
whatever. He's the
So
one that instigated the show.
I'm just gonna press the button and close my eyes and block my ears and
pretty much
be proud of the filth, man.
No.
The filth.
She's proud of the filth.
She's proud of the filth.
She's proud
She
of
has
the
a
filth.
big smile on her face.
She has a big smile on her face.
Is there a specific reason as to why you're proud of the filth?
Please admit
I
it.
think this is a great show, and we should continue.
Well, she's feeling a bit shy, but we're definitely going to continue with the sweet sounds of Soul Free Fridays. Shakka's in the building, Crystal Clear's in the building, and your boy Nana Yao in the building. Enjoy the sweet sounds. Yeah, hey, we are definitely back in the building. This is Soul Free Fridays, every Fridays from 7 to 9 on RadioKingOnline.com.
Yes, and we have a wonderful guest in the studio. It's Shakka, man.
Hello.
If you guys have just tuned in, Frown and Shame on You. Obviously, 7 to 9. That's when the show starts.
Fry and frown and shame on you.
Frown and shame on you.
That's the most amazing phrase I've ever heard during
Really?
this whole. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. It's like I feel a surge of inspiration.
Yeah?
Nah, not really. I'm messing.
He's playing. Could you not see in his face? Come on, man.
Don't do this to me.
This is the poker face right
He
here.
was selling you. He was selling you
I'm
dreams.
so gullible as well. This is not going to work out, is it?
This is terrible. It's very, very
But
terrible.
anyway, a question that I wanted to ask you.
Come.
Shakka, the name
Yes.
Shakka, where
Yes.
did that come from?
I came from the Zulu tribe, so my pops was like, my father rather was like, let's give my son a strong name. Give him a strong name. I was like, okay, daddy, give me a strong name. Shakka. What? No normal name. Okay, cool, fine. I now have something to live up to. But yeah, it was given to me by my father. And yeah, he wanted to administer the same strength that Shakka Zulu embodied.
Oh, okay. Is this like from like kind of reggae, Rastafari?
Pretty much. Very Afrocentric and very pro-black. Yeah, man, that's where it came from.
Yeah, man. I like the way you said
Man dropped it in slightly, you know. It's all right.
I say this all the time. Genuinely. Yes.
A question we have to ask is: a lot of UK artists are now being signed to major labels. You know, we're talking Jacob Banks, Angel himself. He's been signed, but his album didn't do too well. Why is
Who's that?
Yeah, Angel.
Angel's
album didn't do too well. But
I don't know.
why
I mean,
is
I don't know. Like, I mean, personally, I think his album did well because a lot of his fans loved it.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and so like it's if you can connect with your artists, then I'm satisfied by that. I mean, people would be like, right, cool. Maximize and capitalize and make sure that you can spread your music as far and wide as possible to connect with as many people as possible. And it definitely makes sense. And that's one of my aims to do without a shadow of a doubt. But even Wretch, when we're on our way to different shows, he's always singing, if not one Angel song, then a different Angel song. And that's proof in the pudding for me. Like I'm happy at the fact that he can still connect with a bunch of different people in the same way that he has done with his previous projects. In terms of how well it was received and how well it was spread, like I don't know, it is what it is, you know. If some people connect and some people don't, but it's not anything to frown at. If anything, it's more just acceptance of who you are and what you sound like, you know.
All right, because it's difficult obviously out there for artists, especially as yourself. You know, you've got a talent, but the industry itself looks at numbers. You know, that's one thing we definitely can't take. There will be talented artists that don't necessarily need the numbers to be like out there and driven by whatever label's driving them. But for some artists, when they do sign to certain major groups, they do look at numbers, and then, you know, later on 3 years down the line, you're not hearing from these artists again. Yeah,
no, of course that happens all the time. But this is and has been business since the 1900s. So like, if like that's just how business runs. Like either you sell or you become bankrupt, essentially. A lot of people forget that the people at the top have to be good at what they do in terms of promoting and in terms of selling albums, sort of thing. So like, if they're not good at doing that, then there's kind of no point in them being at a certain position. So they have to be telling the people who they're working with, we have to capitalize off this. This is our job. Our job is to, you know, to spread and to connect with people. And if we're not doing it, then we're not doing our job. So I don't know. There are too many factors to even begin blaming the label as a whole, because like, the label itself is made up of like a bunch of different people, and then if one cog isn't working, then it affects the rest of the team. So my ethos has always been make sure that the team is working well, because if the team is well oiled, then you'll fly on as many clouds as you possibly want to. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents anyway. I might be talking out of my I'm trying to find the most PC word to describe
roll booty.
That works because it is Radio King after all.
Of course.
Very
you know, you have to be humble with it.
You have to do that. But not without a shadow of a doubt. Like I think just make good music, connect with as many people as possible, and enjoy yourself doing it. That's just my 2 cents, I guess.
Cool. Crystal, you got anything for the young Shakka? Because I know that name is
since we're
strong.
talking about music industries, and you're saying that it's very important for the team to be like very loyal and working together, but like when we do have other artists come in, they talk about the industry, like the music industry having like a kind of dark side, kind of being a bit shady. So like, as you've been in the music industry, so what's your 2 cents on that?
and Incisive cusses me about this all the time. Like I'm very I wear, like I look at life in a positive light all the time, and that's just my ethos. That's the way I am. And so when it comes to doing shows, when it comes to doing studio sessions, and either fatigue kicks in or something else kicks in, I'm always like, you know what? No, let's do this. Forget about the depression. Forget about all this stuff. Make it happen, sort of thing. That's just my way of thinking. And I guess I'm different to a wide variety of different artists who would think, okay, cool, I'm not really feeling this, or the industry ain't helping me out, or my team or my label ain't pushing me and stuff. And I'm thinking, cool, like if that happens, that's all fair, but rectify the problem and move on. We're in a beautiful position where if the piece of work is good, it will travel regardless. I think, and I'd like to believe that one of the reasons why the Shakkapellas spread so far was because, and for those who don't know what the Shakkapellas are, they're like YouTube covers that I do where I pretty much beatbox and sing and do different versions of a bunch of different popular songs. But I think the reason why these Shakkapellas were so cool and so popular was because people wanted to tell their friends about it. You know, they wanted to tell their friends about this particular cover and say, oh my days, have you heard this guy singing his accent and all that sort of stuff. So I think, again, it's a multitude of reasons. And I'm never going to be bogged down by whatever hurdle that comes my way, because I've like achieved too many in the past. So right now I'm thinking, okay, if I could do that, then I could perform at Madison Square Gardens in 4 years. Like that's my outlook.
Yeah, that's
sick.
sick.
That's a good outlook, because no dream is impossible to reach. That's a fact.
Without a shadow of a doubt, no man is too short.
No man is too short. But what I will say is, woman.
Yes, woman.
Woman.
She was like, yes, I am a woman. And
let's clarify that.
Yes.
Let's make sure. But
equality.
What we have to ask is, you've worked with Wretch, there's no doubt about that. That Blackout track, is proven. Everyone's talking about your name and Wretch, because that track is big. But what other UK artists have you worked with?
I was in a studio, in and out of the studio with Tanya Lacey, with Etta Bond, with Delilah at the beginning of this year, with Basement Jaxx from last year and the beginning of this year. Basement Jaxx in particular has been a highlight because I've learned from vets. Veterans, like standing on the shoulders of giants is something that my brother has always told me to do, essentially. And so working with Basement Jaxx was the perfect time to do that. They have been banging out classics and bangers since like the late 90s, and like to work with them and to see how they work and to see it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to be in the presence of such greats, and it's really, really cool. So yeah, those are the people I've worked with. Obviously, as you would know of, Angel and Incisive, and again, a wide array of different people who I've worked with. If I've forgotten to mention your name, please don't kill me when I see you on road. But yeah, I've been blessed to be able to work with so many different people in the past 2 years. Cool.
So let's talk more about Tribe.
Yes.
EP.
Yes.
So why did you release a new EP? What was the
I don't know. I just wanted to put out music. I was itching for a while. And one of the things I wanted to do, especially with this product, is to show people what I sounded like. Like I did the Shakka Crown Affair, and people were like, "Do you mind if we? That's my jam." And I'm like, "Safe," but the beat wasn't mine, and so the sound wasn't mine. I mean, yeah, definitely, I loved making stuff like that, but at the same time, after doing that, I felt that I was just showcasing my ability as opposed to where I was from. And identity and what you can do are two different things. So when I went back into the studio, I sat down with my manager, and I was like. My manager was like, right, so you need to show people what you sound like, show people what your heart beats to, essentially. So, like I say, reggae was like the rock that I slept on. That was my foundation in music. And then as I like listened to a wide variety of different music, I gravitated towards alternative rock. So Coldplay, Kings of Leon, Friendly Fires, Temper Trap, a wide variety of different people. Aside from the soul that I grew up listening to, these kind of music, that type of music was something that I thought that I could express my energy in, as well as the twang and the tone of voice and stuff. A bunch of different reasons. So reggae and indie, Bob Marley and Coldplay and I was born. Cool. Like that was my thing, and out of that, Tribe was born. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's I'd like to think it's an interesting combination, especially with those two parallel sounds. But thinking about that, I also thought about the other people who did like those weird and unusual combinations. They didn't have a name. They didn't have a bracket that they were put under. They weren't nerds or jocks or trap heads or what have you. And the Tribe family, the Tribe village, the Tribe nation was something that just made sense in my head. Like these people who like anime, who like Daft Punk, who listen to Jay-Z, who go to mosh pits as well as slow dancing in a rave with their missus to Omarion would still fit under this mad umbrella. And so I thought I'd pay homage to them and make something that not only gravitated with me but people who thought like me. Tribe was born.
Well, I've got to ask a question before we go into the next section. And, I need to know the answer to this question, so don't deny me the answer.
Don't deny you the answer. It all depends on what the question is.
Who do you believe is overrated and who do you believe is underrated?
Who do I believe is overrated
in the UK?
In the UK, scene? Right. I believe I am overrated because eventually people will find out and listen to my songs and be like, man, I tune in all that the hell. And then sometimes I believe I'm underrated. I'm joking. I think Wretch is terribly underrated. Terribly underrated. And I say this because there are so like I take a re-listen to his past album and I hear metaphors and I hear punchlines dropped and I'm like, why have you not done like a collaboration mixtape with Cole or Jay Electronica or Kendrick or anyone from the US? Not trying to say like that's the pinnacle of where you need to be, but that is the birthplace of hip hop and the elements that he's making music with. And so it's like there are so many places that he could go to and gravitate towards, and it's on for me. I'm just excited as to see how it can grow from there. He's 2 albums in, so it's like 3 albums in, and so it's I'm gassed. I'm excited to see what he's gonna come up with next, if I'm completely honest. So yeah, definitely. So yeah, those are my 2 artists, myself and Wretch.
So you believe you are overrated and Wretch is underrated?
At times people will gas me and be like, fam, that tune's massive. I'm like, dude, like, no. But yeah, definitely Wretch.
All right.
Definitely Wretch.
Cool. Well, we're going to continue with these extremely dirty tracks that Crystal Clear has put for you guys. And like I said at the top of the show, please do not send us any emails that we are the reason as to why you have now conceived a new you. We will not be blamed for any actions that go on during this session. Do you want to add anything onto that?
No, just play the track.
All right. Blast. Yeah, hey, boy, we're killing it right now. Oh, Lord. Do you know what track we played just before we came back in? That was Shakka.
Yes. So Soul Food Fridays are exclusive here. Obviously, we love that track.
Sooner or later, you need to explain to people the track that we just heard, brethren.
Sooner or later. The idea behind Sooner or Later was to embrace where you are from and also where you could possibly come from. And I say this because past our grandmothers and fathers and great grandmothers and fathers, a lot of people don't know where their lineage is or where their families could be from. And like it's exciting because you could have ancestors from China, you could have ancestors from the depths of Africa, you could have ancestors even from parts of Europe that you didn't even know existed before a certain time period. And that's pretty cool because it essentially means you've got relatives all over the world. So yeah, it's just that really, and kind of sparking a conversation about the idea whilst dancing like a madman with Wellington boots on in the Glastonbury Festival. So yeah, that's the gist of the song. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've been talking about the Tribe EP.
Yes.
How many tracks are on this EP?
There are 5 tracks with an excerpt from Jodie. That's Jodie Ann Bickley. She's a very, very, very talented writer and speaker. Please watch out for the name because I'm not mentioning this for a joke. She's very, very amazing. But yeah, that's 5 tracks on the EP.
Cool. And obviously you're a very busy man. You're going to be at a few festivals. You're going to be at V-Fest?
Yeah, like I said before, I'm doing stuff with Basement Jaxx, so we're going to be performing not only the song that we did, but a bunch of others at V-Fest this year. They're headlining it, which should be fun, on a main stage in front of so many people. It's a visual illusion when you go there. But yeah, it's really, really, I'm mad gassed about that. So yeah, there's that. There's a bunch of dates with Wretch, and possibly a few more dates of my own. So yeah, keep it locked on IamShakka.com.
IamShakka.com. You know what? He's also got like a Twitter, because I know you got to let these people know how they can get in contact. Of course, with you.
Otherwise it's just gonna be like it's just gonna be pointless, you know. Like it's gonna be terrible. Now, my Twitter is IamShakka. My Facebook is IamShakka. So that would be twitter.com/IamShakka, and that's Shakka with 2 Ks on both. Facebook.com/IamShakka, YouTube.com/IamShakka. You Google my name, you'll find everything.
Cool.
So you'll find the videos and all the other sites. To check out my face and hear my sounds, because it sounds like what you're hearing now, man. Allow putting me on the spot and making me come up with metaphors and stuff. But yeah, no, it should be good. Follow me on those pages and we'll have fun together.
Cool. And in terms of like downloading your EP, yes, we can get that straight off your website, correct?
You can get it on iTunes. The Tribe EP is available on iTunes. If you type in my name on iTunes, you'll find everything that I've done. So yeah.
Crystal clear, you definitely heard about Shakka. I know you are a fan of the music scene. You keep your ears locked.
I do.
Anything you want to ask the big bad boy?
Well, there's nothing much. I know that you earlier on you were speaking a bit about producing. Yes. So did you produce sooner or later? Because it's got a very, very heavy reggae, which I love.
Of course.
Very, very heavy
it's me and a very talented producer by the name of Deanie Boy went halves on the production for this one. He played like drums and came with a bass line, a bunch of different stuff. So we just went back and forth with ideas. Yeah. His heritage is from Jamaica as well. If I remember correctly, don't cuss me if it's wrong. But yeah, and we just clicked based on that love for reggae music and dub music and also alternative rock. So yeah, man, it was really, really cool.
I like the whole kind of theme that you got there. You got like Shakka, you got the Tribe, you got this reggae. It's like you definitely know your market. Like you definitely know what you're all about.
It's getting there. It's getting there because it took a while. It took a while to not necessarily find out who I am, but to put that in sound form was a journey in itself. But yeah, this is the early stages, and eventually it will evolve into a behemoth of a sound.
Yeah, because compared to what we have in the music scene, I think you definitely stand out, and I definitely think you're definitely someone who's going to go far. So
thank you. It means a lot, genuinely.
I'm going to ask for a request. I'm hoping you can grant this.
Grant this request?
Yeah, I hope you can.
See, now that you're putting me on the spot, most times I'm going to have to do it.
You know
what am I doing, guys?
I would like an acapella version of the chorus to Blackout.
Right. If I do this, I need drum patterns in the background. I'm not going to be doing stuff by myself as you guys are. You have to do it. I'm going to try Harlem Shake. Harlem Shake. No one can hear you Harlem Shake over the radio. You need to have like boom, ba, ba, boom, ba, boom, or even boom, 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 ba, ba, boom, boom.
Oh my gosh! Wait a minute. Just a minute.
Straight. Go. Click. He's giving me click. What kind of thing it is? Yeah, just anything. Go hard. Yeah. All right, but we need to turn the music down for this one. This is like a momentous occasion. Have you got it? You got the music down?
I've turned it down.
You've dimmed the music.
It's down.
It's dimmed.
It is quiet.
It's quiet. All right, cool. Give me a rhythm. Ready? All right, yeah. When the lights hurt my brain, sometimes I pray for a blackout. Yeah. Radio King's amazed. Nothing more I crave than the blackout. Let there be no light. Let there be no light till the sunrise. Let there be no light. Yeah! Only then will I open my eyes. Let there be no light.
Cheese
and bread.
Cheese.
That was fun. We need to do that again, genuinely. The next time we do it though, you have to have like so much more rhythm in your because all I heard was claps. And people listening on the radio station are gonna be upset. Don't lie about your left knee is bum. Listeners, just understand that he's lying.
I am lying.
We were doing this and his legs were moving in complete rhythm. They were.
I'm not gonna lie, but I just didn't want to do that.
You know what? It hurts my soul to even hear that.
I'm sorry that I hurt your soul.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna
What can you do?
I'm going to insult you on Twitter and embarrass you in front of all my friends.
We
and make sure that your image and your brand is soiled.
Oh, thank you.
You are more than welcome.
Thank you.
RadioKingOnline.com.
Well, obviously, Shaq has been in the building, and I hope you've enjoyed coming on to Soul Food Fridays.
I have. You guys have been more than welcoming hosts. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, cool. Anytime.
And we're definitely going to continue with the sweet sounds, but don't be fooled. Shakka will be in the building at some point later on in the year, because we will get you back down here. We will.
Definitely.
Right? So, bless from us and bless from Shakka.
In a bit.
The conversations telling me where I'm from. Would you buy a one-way ticket and fly to a city other than where you're from? If you breathe through my lungs, you'd understand my passion. Don't need your theories, I see the bright side of being a lost one.